Oh, this is Mr. Hornsby 3. This is the Mr. Hornsby 3 show, and today I'm bringing back Toy Talk. I ain't done a Toy Talk in quite a bit. I did do my predictions about, a month and a half ago. Talk about what reveals we might get at WrestleMania weekend. Well, I think the reveals are either going to be Wednesday or Thursday, maybe even Friday. But I'm going to be talking about more than just WWE figures. Now, I'm going to be talking about the AEW line. I'm going to be talking about McFarlane and how he's about to lose the DC line. Going to talk about the Marvel Legends had some reveals for 2027. And one of them is, I think, a new Magneto in the red and purple gear. So, I'll talk about that. I was going to talk about NECA Toys and their movie line figures, because it's been a while since they've done any kind of like old school movie line figures. They've done current movies and all that stuff, like Halloween Ends, Halloween Kills, Halloween 2018 and all that. And let me take the sound just a notch. And then most of all, I will be talking about the WWE figures. But first, let's start with McFarlane Toys, because I really, McFarlane for the past few years has had the DC license. They've done a lot of DC figures. And last year, the middle of last year, it was announced that they're losing, or it might have been the beginning of last year. It was announced he was losing the DC license, so, I don't know. What do you guys think of the McFarlane DC line? Honestly, I like the McFarlane DC line because they gave me what I wanted, which was Batman live action movie figures in a scale I've been waiting for a while. They gave us Returns Forever. Batman and Robin. And they gave us 89, and this is the 89 Joker with the Jack Nicholson head that I bought off of eBay, which I showed off in a short, what was it, Saturday? Yeah. Showed off in a short. So, you know what? And you know what? I've been waiting years and years and years for Nicholson Joker. I mean, even the old Kenner toy did not get his full likeness. And yeah, this is not the head sculpt that came with this figure. But you know what? I got the head sculpt that came with the figure in the bag, and I'll show that off when I do the review of this figure in 2 weeks. But, we finally got, but because of the way things are nowadays, where you can swap heads on figures and all that stuff, which back in the day you really couldn't do with certain action figures when I was a kid. The fact that this head is Jack Nicholson's face, and I'll get into some flaws with that when I do the review of the figure in 2 weeks with the Batman 89 figure I just showed off. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I am finally happy we got a good scale size for Batman movie figures. I've been waiting forever. I had the original toys when they came out as a kid. Except for I never bought the Joker, one, because I couldn't find it, two, and plus it didn't look like Jack Nicholson. So, yeah. Back then you didn't have these people that, do these 3D print things and all that stuff either, so, But, and McFarlane did almost every Batman movie figure there had been. Well, they've done, he's done Ben Affleck as Batman. He did it Adam West. He done Robert Pattinson and the Penguin and Catwoman from The Batman, which it's gonna be 20 years by the time The Batman 2 comes out. Now they just revealed that the main villain might be the Court of Owls, but it's a shame McFarlane won't be getting to work on that, because by the time that movie comes out, the license will be back with DC. And or not back with DC, back with Mattel. Yeah. And I'll talk about that here in a second after I finish talking about it. He did the Batman Forever figures. He did the Batman and Robin figures. He done Batman 89 and Batman Returns, like I just said a minute ago. But you know what? I actually liked the McFarlane Batman. And I'll say this because, I don't know what other people thought about McFarlane's DC line, but I thought, the McFarlane DC characters were a lot better than the Mattel ones, because honestly, the frickin' McFarlane DC figures that they came out with, I almost wanted to collect almost every frickin' McFarlane DC character that came out. But I didn't, but I was tempted to. When Mattel had the license before McFarlane got it, I'm like, yeah, I'll pass on DC heroes. Not too fond of getting DC, Mattel DC characters because, heck. First of all, I think, the only Mattel DC figure I thought about getting was the frickin' Batman Returns Penguin, which is, a figure they did right toward the end of their run of having the license the first time. But, I didn't, and I waited. I'm like, well, maybe McFarlane will start making movie figures, which it took him a while to start coming around to it, and it took till almost the end of his run as the line. And then we finally got, what was it first that McFarlane did? He came out with the Dark Knight trilogy figures, which I'm like, well, you know what? If he's doing Dark Knight trilogy figures, that means he'll probably do the other movies. So we got the Dark Knight trilogy figures, which a few of them he's re-released already. I'm thinking about going back and buying those maybe around my birthday or something. And I'm like, well, you know what? Now that he's done the Dark Knight trilogy, I'd like to see him do the Schumacher and Tim Burton movie figures. I wanted to see Batman 89. I wanted to see Batman Returns. I wanted to see Batman Forever. I wanted to see Batman and Robin. And you know what? There for a while I didn't think it was going to happen. But then not too long after he did the Dark Knight trilogy, I think like a year or so later, he came out with the Batman movie 6-pack, which, one, I couldn't find, and two, even if I would have found it, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. Even Comic to Games, I don't think ever got that freaking pack. Same with how they'd never gotten the Serpentor, which I was hoping one day Comic to Games would get Serpentor. Never have. Toy Department had it numerous times. I was just at the Toy Department the other day. They don't have it no more, but they had it numerous times. And I'm pretty sure they'll get it back again eventually. But, so I'm like, well, yes. Finally, they might get into the Batman movie figures. 6-pack was too expensive. And plus, it was hard to find. I think it was also a Comic-Con exclusive when it came out. So then, after that, we then got, a year or so after that, we got the Batman and Robin figures. Now, I wasn't too interested in getting the Batman and Robin figures. My son wanted them, so I got them for my son. So I'm like, yes, Batman and Robin figures are out. Maybe next will be Forever, then Returns, then Batman 89. And guess what? It took him a couple years, but we got the Batman, like, I think a year or so after, we got the Batman Forever figures, which I went and got all 4 of them. Now, I know they're supposed to be bringing out a variant of Batman with the normal bat symbol instead of the, prototype suit he had at the end of the movie, but the suit he wore throughout most of the movie. They're supposed to be putting that out. There's been rumors about that, so maybe we'll see it at Comic-Con or something. Or some other upcoming toy convention. Maybe the one that's coming out in May. Who knows? So, yeah. Also, with the Batman and Robin figures, there's only one figure they haven't put out yet with that. And that is Bane. Now, they're supposed to be putting out, I think there's a rumor that we're going to get Batgirl in her thermo suit that they wore at the end of the movie. But are they going to put out Robin and Batman as well? I mean, it would make sense to. And if they do put those 3 out, are they going to give us Bane? They're giving us variants. They gave us a variant to Chris O'Donnell's Robin. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll put out a Bane finally, and then all the movie figures will be out. Because you got Two-Face from the Dark Knight movies. You got Riddler and Penguin from the Batman movie. You got Superman, who I guess was Batman's villain in Batman v Superman. We've also had Doomsday from that movie. We've gotten the Joker. We've gotten Two-Face. We've gotten Riddler. We gotten Penguin. We gotten, Max Shrek and Catwoman. I guess you could say she was a villain, but really, she was kind of just an anti-hero, which I talked about that in my review of the Max Shrek figure and the Penguin figure, so yeah. Yeah, hopefully we get those, hopefully we get Bane, hopefully we get Batman Forever with the normal suit, and we get the Thermo Batman, from Batman and Robin, and, Batgirl and frickin' Robin, and Bane. I think there's going to be another version of Poison Ivy they're putting out too, so I don't know. Maybe they'll put her in a 2-pack with Bane, who knows? We'll have to see. Oh, that would suck, because Poison Ivy was tough to find out of the Batman and Robin figures. Luckily, we got it off of Walmart.com. Which was shocking. That they would have it, and actually got it to us. But yeah. Anyway, now let's move into McFarlane's Mortal Kombat classic lines. Like right here I got Reptile. It's the only one I bought. My son has Raiden. We bought him Raiden for Christmas. I was going to give Sub-Zero, but Sub-Zero was sold out. Of course, the ninjas are going to sell out. I can't wait to see, if he does do the freaking cyborgs. I bet those will sell out. Especially Cyrex and Sector. Maybe even Spunk. But I gotta say, McFarlane has lost his ever-loving mind, because apparently McFarlane Day, I don't know, I think it's either Sunday, or it was either Sunday or it's today or sometime this week. McFarlane Day at GameStop, and they're releasing Noob Saibot and Jade, which the last time Jade came out, she had a 2-pack. The Jade's come with the same accessories she had in the 2-pack, but Noob Saibot ain't really coming with nothing but, an extra pair of hands, and that's it. And they are charging $35 for it. Now, I'm not going to put that all on McFarlane. That might be what frickin' GameStop wants to charge for them. Because the Mortal Kombat figures, though, I've been seeing people review them and complain about them. And say, oh, Storms was better and blah, 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 blah. But yet, everybody's buying the frickin' McFarlane Mortal Kombat Classic figures. And, yeah, does McFarlane need to improve on some things with the Mortal Kombat Classic figures? Yes, he does. There's some things bad with this frickin' Reptile. And, they don't even got the frickin' wrap piece that wraps around. They got the belt, they got everything else, but they ain't got the wrap piece that wraps around this thing either. But, I gotta say, McFarlane, you need to start, first of all, you need to improve some of the things on the Mortal Kombat Classic figures, because people are just going to gripe about it. And, not only that, you got to put more accessories if you're going to charge $35 per figure. And like I said, it was probably GameStop that bumped it up to $35. It's probably if they were in the regular store, because those are supposed to be GameStop exclusives. But if they were in the regular store, they'd probably be $30. Even so, $30, you got to give us some stuff to go with it. Where's Reptile's Acid Spit for the normal figure? Yeah, you could get it in a 2-pack, but the 2-packs are expensive on McFarlane store, so yeah, gotta get it in a 2-pack. Where the fuck is his force ball that he shoots out of his hands? I don't know, but you know what? I do like this figure. And I like the McFarlane Mortal Kombat Classic figures. He just needs to improve on some things with these. And yeah, people complaining about how they ain't got the ninjas as muscular. But I don't think the ninjas are really that muscular. I think Sub-Zero was kind of muscular in Mortal Kombat 3. But they really weren't that muscular. Now, if it's a character like Jax or something that comes out that ain't got no muscles, or something like that. Because like Luke Cage looks like he's jacked up with muscles. The Johnny Cage are coming out with, I don't know when they're coming out, but they revealed him at Toy Fair. He looks like he got muscles, so I don't know. You know, characters that are supposed to be muscular, like Jax or Shao Kahn or something, comes out without no muscles. That's a different story. I would complain about them not being as beefy. But, you know, it is what it is. But what the hell is McFarlane thinking? Charging $35 something with not many accessories to the Mortal Kombat Classic figures. And not freaking, yeah, I don't know. Not enough accessories, not a swappable head or anything like that. Not any freaking effects piece or nothing like that. That's just ridiculous. $35. And I really wanted that Noob Saibot. When I saw the Toy Fair, I'm like, man, I got to get that Noob Saibot next. Because, you know, I'm a big fan of all the ninjas in Mortal Kombat. I mean, I'm a big fan of Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile. That's why I got the Reptile figure, but I can't find Scorpion or Sub-Zero. So, yeah. I don't know. I think that he needs to give more, especially if he's going to charge more for those figures. But then again, like I said, I think it's a GameStop thing. Might be GameStop. We'll see what the price is on the Mortal Kombat figures that are coming out. Johnny Cage, I think it's Johnny Cage, what is it, Katana? Or it might be Melina, I don't know. And a couple other characters, I forgot. It's been so busy, I forgot what all they revealed at Toy Fair, but yeah. So we'll see what Johnny Cage and that is when they freaking put that out. And the other stores like Target and Walmart. If that's $35, then yeah, it's on McFarlane. But if it's just $35 at GameStop, then that's on freaking GameStop. But, you know, still, $30, give us more stuff than what you're giving us with these Mortal Kombat Classic figures. Jesus. Ridiculous. Nobody's going to pay $35 for something that don't have that much accessories. Like this freaking Joker. This thing was $35, but you know what? It came with, I don't know, I think it's $30 in Walmart and that, but, you know, I got it off of freaking GameStop. I pre-ordered it off GameStop because I couldn't find it on pre-order anywhere else. But this freaking Joker cost 30-something bucks. He had all kinds of accessories. He had an extra hairpiece. He had the horn. He had the big giant gun. He had the bang gun. He has this cane, which is in his hand right now. I took the giant gun out of his hand for a bit, so that his hands will close back up. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, come on now. Yeah, it was more bang for the buck there, McFarlane. I think he's just irritated. I think, you know, maybe he'll work things out next year. I think he's just irritated that freaking Mattel gets the license back. And I'll tell you what, if Mattel does good, then that's fine. But, you know, Mattel might just do what they did last time with the DC figures. And if they do, oh boy, people's going to be like, well, what the hell? These son of a bitches are doing the same shit they did last time they had the DC figures. So, yeah. Anyway. But, yeah. So let me know in the comments. Which freaking DC figures did you like better? Did you like the Mattel ones when they first had them, or did you like the McFarlane ones? Or are you more old school and you just like the Kenner ones that came out years ago? You know. You can also put that in the comments as well. It's up to you. Yeah, the Kenner ones were good. They were just very small figures, and you know my thoughts on small figures, so yeah. Anyway, I did enjoy playing with them when I was a kid, but I'm like, God, if only they were a little bit bigger. Especially if, like, I had other toy lines that I wanted to, like, use for, like, if I wanted to play with my Batman figures and play with them with some other toy line I had. Couldn't really do it because of the size. But, yeah. It is what it is. I think McFarlane did a lot better than frickin' DC. I mean, a lot better than Mattel did with them. Mattel, don't get me wrong, Mattel's doing great with the WWE figures, which I'll talk about that in a minute. But, yeah, you know. Boy. I don't know. It might be same old with Mattel when they frickin' get the license back. Which is the beginning of next year, I believe. Maybe they'll improve. Like, when the WWE Mattel figures first came out, I did not care for them the way I care for them now, because when they first came out, they were coming off of being owned by Jakks, and Jakks have made the perfect mold for the frickin' WWE figures with the frickin' Ruthless Aggression style figures. And then they used that formula for the TNA figures, and by that point it was getting old, so people weren't buying TNA figures as much. Actually, they used the Deluxe Aggression, stuff for the TNA figures. But yeah, anyway, yeah, they were just getting old, mold. Even that was getting old though. The frickin' Deluxe Aggression style bodies were getting old. But yeah, so you guys let me know in the comments. McFarlane or Mattel, who did the DC characters better? I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say, oh, McFarlane spent too much time making a lot of Batman figures. Oh, well, I don't know, because he made a lot of other characters too, like Superman. He's made a lot of deep cut characters as well. I also like the way the animated series figures are that he's made, since he's bought DC Direct. So I like the animated series figures as well, but you know what? I don't know. Which that kind of makes no sense to me that he can't sell the... What? So Mattel gets the DC Direct stuff too? I don't know. We'll find out next year what's going on with that, but yeah. I guess where didn't he buy frickin' DC Deluxe or DC Direct? I don't know. I could have sworn he bought the DC Direct, but who knows? We'll find out. Anyway, we'll find out next year. But who did it better, Mattel or McFarlane? I think McFarlane did a lot better on DC character than frickin' Mattel ever did. Because McFarlane DC figures made me want to buy DC figures, even though I didn't want to buy them when Mattel made them. So, yeah. Anyway. Spent the first 20-something minutes on frickin' McFarlane toys. I think it's stupid that that price is that high for that Jade and Noob Saibot. Because I really wanted the Noob Saibot. I really wanted it. I mean, I wouldn't mind having the Jade either, but I think Mortal Kombat 3 Jade is the Jade I want. Not because she's got a more revealing outfit or anything. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Alright, so let's talk about Hasbro. Apparently they revealed a bunch of new Marvel Legends that's coming out for 20. And it looks like they're coming out with a new Magneto with the red and purple, which I'm happy with, because I got the X-Men 97 one, but I think it's too short. So if I find that one, I'll probably buy that one and then, take that one and give it to my son or something. But then again, I think Magneto, they kind of made a little shorter in the X-Men animated series period anyway, because in the X-Men animated series and 97, he's a little shorter. But he's not super short. But X-Men 97 Magneto figure I have is about the same height as this frickin' Spider-Man figure I have. The retro cardback one, which, by the way, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So, yeah. If I find it, I'm going to get it. I hope, since Apocalypse is the main villain in X-Men 97 Season 2, which you see my X-Men 97 shirt, since he's like kind of the main villain of X-Men 97 Season 2, I hope they re-release that freaking retro cardback Apocalypse in the purple. I know they got the giant one, but I know by the time December hits, I'm not going to have the money to buy that thing. So I'm going to have to wait and see if Toy Department gets it. They'll probably charge like $100 or something for it and maybe get it for tax season next year. But, I think it's the first time Hasbro has made a gigantic Apocalypse. When he like grows up, makes himself grow to fight the X-Men or to fight, whoever he's fighting. I think this is the first time Hasbro's made an Apocalypse like that. I know years ago, Toy Biz had the Build-A-Figure one, but it was the comic one because he's in all the blue and black instead of the purple and black. So yeah, or blue and purple, whatever it is. I think it's blue and purple. But yeah, so I hope they do a retro card back of or they re-release that retro card back Apocalypse. Also, you know, something else I wish they'd re-release. The retro card back of the Kingpin, but, you know, in the suit he actually wore in Spider-Man animated series, it wasn't this. I think it was like purple or something like that, or black and purple, something like that. And then he had blue pants. But he's got orange and blue here. I still like this figure. And then he's got the purple pants, and this figure's just gigantic. Even freaking as tall as the freaking DC Multiverse. That's probably like the only figure that'll fit in with the DC Multiverse freaking figures from Marvel. DC Multiverse McFarlane figures, you know, Kingpin fits in with them perfectly. Taller than Joker, taller than Batman. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, hopefully they redo that. Also with Spider-Man, I like this Spider-Man, but I would like to see the look from the 90s cartoon re-released as well in figure form. I know they released it years ago, but it was so hard to find, and plus you have to pay so much for it on the aftermarket. But hopefully we can get it again. I also like to see Carnage and Venom re-released. You know, Venom's been re-released as a retro card back before, but it was a Comic-Con exclusive, and it was way too freaking expensive. And Carnage came in a 2-pack with the black suited Spider-Man, I think. I don't know, it might have been someone else, but yeah. So I'd like to see retro card backs of them from the cartoon. We've had the Hobgoblin, we've had the Green Goblin, we've had Mysterio, we had Kingpin, even though it's not the right suit from the old 94 animated series. You know, I'd like to see them, you know, re-release that. They give us that because, you know, I love Spider-Man. One of my favorite superheroes. Batman, the Hulk, X-Men, Spider-Man. I mean, I guess you could say Superman. I mean, Superman, though, I don't like as much as I used to like as a kid, but I still like Superman, and, you know, we did go see the Superman movie last year. I don't know if we'll go see Supergirl. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to see a live-action Lobo, but I don't know. Probably wait till it hits HBO Max to see it. But, you know, Supergirl, yeah, I don't know. She's okay. Unless they have her, you know, half naked like they did in the Batman Superman Apocalypse animated movie. I don't know. No. Anyway, but yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward mainly to the Magneto figure. I don't know when that Magneto figure's coming out. Like I said, if I find it, I'll probably get that one instead. Give the X-Men 97 one to my son. Because I want a Magneto in the red. We can't never get enough Magneto in the red and purple. I mean, we've had different versions, but each one has been hard to find. One was in a 3-pack. One was the Marvel Legends that's super expensive, and the 3-pack and the Marvel Legends one is super expensive. Even the X-Men 97 one has become more expensive figure. You know, so, but with Hasbro, something I'm looking forward to with, and it's got nothing to do with Marvel. And in a way it does, because they did make comics of it, and they did create the TV show in the 80s. You know, I'd like to see them re-release the Pintor in the G.I. Joe Classified line, or have a retro card back special like Pintor where he comes out and he has it's a Serpentor figure and at least the air chariot. And they're not gonna release everything else that came with that Serpentor figure, but yeah. So hopefully, Hasbro, we gotta wait till Yojo June, which they rarely reveal anything at Yojo June with Hasbro, and then when they do, it's lame. Like they'll probably have their next HasLab on, you know, the Yojo frickin' June thing, which is the same month of my birthday. But yeah, I don't know. It's just stupid. But anyway, they're frickin' dummies in the Hasbro G.I. Joe department. So I don't know, but we'll see. I hope to find that Magneto. I hope they re-release the retro card back Apocalypse in the purple. Maybe make an X-Men 97 version of it. Because Season 2 is supposed to come out sometime this summer. And it is April. Summer starts in June and we still ain't heard nothing about when season 2's coming out. But yeah, we gotta sit through that sucky frickin' Daredevil season 2. Daredevil Born Again season 2. They have Maul running, but which I'm excited about because I love Darth Maul. He's my favorite frickin' Sith out of all the Sith. Him and Darth Vader are the two best. I had hope for Kylo Ren after A New Hope, or not A New Hope. What was that called? Shoot. Fuck. What was the fucking name of that new one that came out? That first introduced Rey. Shoot. I don't know. Yeah, the beginning of the last Star Wars trilogy. I'll just call it, call it that. The funny thing is, I can remember the name of the other two. Frickin' Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. But you know what? Like I said, I had hope for Kylo Ren. But then they did the whole Reylo crap. Don't mind the people that probably can't stand Reylo. Especially when you're setting up that she might hook up with Finn. I'm pretty sure that got changed because a lot of people on the internet that like to bitch and say things are woke are the ones that probably caused that to get changed. You know. Anyway, what the fuck? That still irritates me. Why? I can't remember the name of that freaking movie. Fuck. Something. I don't know. The one where Harrison Ford gets killed. I'll just say that one. The one where Harrison Ford gets killed. Finally. They kill Han Solo. He was a douchebag anyway. Shoot. What the fuck was that name of that movie? I don't know. Screw it. Anyway. Yeah, I had hope for freaking Kylo Ren, but you know what? You know who doesn't disappoint me? Every time I see him, Darth Vader and Darth Maul. Well, now he's Maul. But you know what? Don't disappoint me. It's a shame he got whooped by frickin' Obi-Wan again. But you know what? Darth Vader got whooped a couple times by Obi-Wan before he was able to kill Obi-Wan in A New Hope, so yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I had hope. But anyway, yeah. I don't give a damn about the Daredevil show, but I do like the Maul show. I just watched chapter 3 and 4 before I started this video. But I was super tired, so I fell asleep. So I didn't get to finish watching the episodes. Because, you know, 2 straight days going out there to the flea market, selling for Trajan toys and all that stuff. But, yeah. Which, by the way, did pretty well over the weekend. Did pretty well. Not as good as I did in my yard sale a couple weeks ago, but hey. You know, that happens sometimes. Anyway. At least it wasn't it's not like I didn't make anything. I still made money, but yeah. Anyway, back to what I was talking. Alright, now let's go to the frickin' NECA, because you know what? NECA has really annoyed me the past couple of years. First of all, they revealed they're going to put out a Savini Jason. We haven't seen it yet. They revealed they're putting out a Part 8 and Part 9 Jason. We still haven't seen them yet. Where they at? I want to see Part 8, Part 9 Jason. And then after that, we should get Jason X, you know. Anyway, but, because we've gotten the remake one, we got the Freddy vs. Jason one, we got Part 1. Yeah, we've gotten Part 1, we've gotten Part 2, we've gotten Part 3, 4, 5, and 6. And 7, which is like the best one they've made so far. But we haven't got 8, 9, and 10. And we haven't got Jason X. Yeah, 8, 9, and 10. Anyway, yeah. Let's get that Jason. Alright, we gotta finish that Kane Hodder collection. Come on now. We got one Kane Hodder Jason figure. And we haven't got the other 3 yet. And hopefully we're gonna get them soon. Also with Hellraiser, you know, I would like to see the other Cenobites, at least for the first one. I mean, the other Cenobites, some of them were good, some of them were sucky. Now, one thing I didn't like about Part 3, I didn't like the Cenobites, but you know what? I still love the fact that frickin' Pinhead was just unrelentless and unhinged in that frickin' one. Even when I did my frickin', what was it, this past Halloween when I did my video where I talked, it might have been the year before, when I talked about who would win out of Michael Myers and frickin' Pinhead. I also did Jason and Freddy. But, even though we had Jason and Freddy before, I also did Leprechaun and that. Did like a whole life, yeah, I talked about that. And the Scream characters against the Saw contingent. Everybody put on the ghost face mask and everybody that pretended to be Jigsaw. Except for, I did not count Part 8's Jigsaw. Yep. Didn't do that. Yeah, it's, no. I did count Amanda and, you know, Hoffman and the Doc. Well, yeah, I didn't count the guy for Part 8. Or Saw 8, yeah, whatever. Terrible movie, by the way. Yeah, at first I thought it was okay, but then I watched it again and I'm like, God, this movie sucks. Yeah. I wasn't too fond of it. X as well, but you know what? X was better than frickin' 8. And it was definitely better than frickin' Spiral. But, you know. I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah. You know, I like how unhinged it is. But I'd like to see the Cenobites for Part 1 and Part 2. I wouldn't even mind seeing a Dr. Gennard. So I could just do the goofy, silly voice he did throughout the whole thing where it's like, you know, all of his freaking catchphrase, one-liners, all that stuff. I got a NECA did some Puppet Master figures. Didn't even finish the whole set of the Puppet Master figures. Put out a few sets and that was it. Now we're looking at McDonald's and freaking Sesame Street figures with excitement because NECA's making them. I wish NECA would freaking make 2003 Turtles because I hate how the fucking Super 7 ones look. Fuck Super 7, they suck. Okay. But you know what? I also would like to see more human characters from some horror movies and that. Like, you know, this guy still needs an enemy. And we still haven't got his enemy yet. We need a Mike Harrigan and we need a freaking Keys as well. Just so when Harrigan shows up, he's like, well, fuck. This guy was just an appetizer. The main course is here. And him and Harrigan go at it throughout the rest of the movie. You know what? I still like this figure. I still like the movie. I think Predator 2 is the second best Predator movie. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody. I don't give a damn who you are. Predator 2 is still the second best Predator movie. Fuck all you idiots that keep saying, Predators is better and Prey's better. Prey's third behind, you know, and then Predator Killer of Killers is like fourth behind. Yeah, but Predator 1 and 2, yeah. Predator 2 is still the second best Predator movie. So fuck all you all that keep shitting on this movie and saying that fucking Predators and Prey is better than it. You know how many times I've watched Predator 2? I've watched it a lot more than I have Prey or freaking any other Predator movie. Especially Predators. I mean, we can all agree the Predator sucks, but, you know. I had to watch a second watching of that to think that one sucked. But, you know what? Predator 2 is still the second best Predator movie. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Fuck that. You know. Tired of being Mr. Nice Guy over the Predator movies. Predator 2 is the second best movie. Then Prey. Then Predator Killer of Killers. Then maybe Predators right before, heck, this most recent Predator movie I didn't think was that bad either. I don't know why everybody crapped on it, but yeah. I can see why people didn't like it, but you know what, I didn't have no problem with it. I thought it was okay. You know. I'd probably put it over the Predator. Maybe even put it over Predators. You know. So, yeah, it's not that bad. You know. Apparently, because of that movie, now the Predator franchise is on hold. Bull crap. That movie wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't great, wasn't good, but you know, it was okay. It was all right. Just wasn't, you know, it wasn't Predator 1 or 2, and then Prey. It wasn't Predator 1 and 2 and Prey, and then Killer of Killers. Yeah, 4 best Predator movies: 1, 2, Prey, and Killer of Killers. Those are the 4 best Predator movies. Out of what? 7 Predator movies? Yeah, 7. The other 3, I could care less. I don't care to watch Predators. I don't care about to watch The Predator no more. I did like that freaking gigantic Predator. But, yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I liked about that movie. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man, come on. Where's Mike Harrigan? Where's Dutch's team? Where's Keys? Where's freaking Harrigan's team? When are we going to get freaking Danny Glover? Come on now. You know, at least McFarlane gave us a freaking Jack Nicholson inspired Joker for Batman 89. Now, yeah, you have to go out of your way to pay a good amount of money to get, you know, a Jack Nicholson head that looks like Jack Nicholson. More than the head they had on it did. You know, honestly, yeah, it looked a little bit like Jack Nicholson, but only a little bit. Like I said, I'll talk about that in the review. Alright, now, you know what? Let's get to WWE figures. And then I'll end it. So yeah, WrestleMania is coming up this weekend. And one of the big things at WrestleMania is WrestleMania, you know, WrestleMania World, where they show a bunch of new stuff that's coming out the rest of this year, and then some stuff that's going to come out next year. Something I'm still hoping to see. And I think I figured out what my problem is with, you know, the Big Eagle belt that Mattel has made. I'm hoping to still see is that they retool the Big Eagle WWE Championship. Now, yeah, if they kept this design, I wouldn't have no problem with it. But if they do, I think, you know, the globe part, instead of painting, can we get a plastic part for the globe? Because, you know what? This frickin' thing, I don't know. Yeah, if it falls enough, it's going to scratch up. The globe's going to disappear. And, you know, I mean, and if you look at, I got the replica up there, which, you know, I want to see them switch that with a plastic part. I still think they could make the belt at least a smidge bit bigger. You know, because the Attitude Era belt was a big belt. Not as big as some of the other belts, especially some of the current belts they're doing right now. But, you know what, it was kind of a big belt. So I hope, you know, they make it just a smidge bit bigger. Not too much bigger. Not like they did with the frickin' World Heavyweight title, where they finally gave us a WCW version of the Big Gold. Like, you know, at least a little bit bigger. Like, I'd say that much, maybe that much. But, yeah, you don't have to make it that much bigger. Hey, you know, something else I'd like to see, because I know they got the blue strap one coming out with that new Legend Stone Cold. And after I talk about these belts, then I'll get into the figures. But, yeah. Anyway, so, shoot. This cane is falling. But, you know what? Also, when you put the freaking block logo, and I hope you get, if you do put the block logo in, on the blue strapped one, we put the blue black backing with it too. That would be just awesome looking. That'd be an awesome looking belt. I'm pretty sure scalpers would grab the figure that comes out with that and freaking sell it on eBay for like $1,000 or something. Now, we've gotten a bunch of leaks on stuff that might be revealed at WrestleMania so far this year. But, you know, some things might get revealed and some things might not. Like they revealed, you know, what the next Monday Night War set might be, and it might have Scott Steiner. If it is Scott Steiner, I think what they're going to do, they're not going to do the one that they did in Ultimate form. I think they're going to do the one they were going to do with the Nitro stage, if that is the one. Or, well, I don't know if they'll do the one with the normal Superman logos. Because, you know, right, I know they might be able to. Mattel can freaking make DC characters now. Maybe they will do a Scott Steiner with the normal Superman logos on the trunks. Maybe we get a 2003 Scott Steiner Maybe we'll get a 2003 Scott Steiner. With the pants and the, normal Superman logos. Maybe we'll see, maybe we'll see re-releases for From the Vault, like, I don't know, the Elite 16 Kevin Nash with the blonde hair. Maybe update it, like, updated build and all that stuff. One of the leaks that have come out is the next Monday Night War Ultimate after Cactus Jack might be Goldberg. And if it's going to be Goldberg, because they got a Monday Night War Elite one coming out, it's going to be Goldberg. They might update the formula, who knows. I mean, it's been a while since the Goldberg figure's been made by Mattel. So maybe they update the formula, but maybe the one in Elite form is coming with the U.S. belt. Maybe a newly told U.S. title. That's not so gigantic, because that fucking one they got now is gigantic as hell. Who knows, if they don't freaking reveal a newly told Big Eagle, they're probably going to retool either hopefully the Hogan 86 belt or the WCW US title. Who knows, but, its belt was not that gigantic. It was a medium-sized belt, but not as big as the fucking way they made it in figure form. I mean, that's where... That belt is huge! That's what she said. Anyway. Yeah. They made it too big. But anyway, I'm just hoping for Attitude Era belt first. That belt deserves to be retooled before any other belt. Even my second favorite WWE title design, the Hogan 86 belt. But, yeah, I think the Goldberg will cover the U.S. title for the Monday Night War Elite. And then the Ultimate might come with the big gold World Heavyweight title. WCW version. Not no crappy WWE version. God, I hate when they do that. Also, that WrestleMania box set they announced, I think, might be revealed. WrestleMania 17. It's supposed to have, I think it's going to have Stone Cold. Hopefully we get the orange and black Austin logo shirt with that. I mean, you can put him in trunks and have a vest with him too, like a vest and the shirt. I think Undertaker, Biker Taker. This is like when he started wearing the leather pants at WrestleMania 17. Yeah, he started wearing the leather pants at WrestleMania 17 when he wrestled Triple H. Kurt Angle. It's gonna be the Ultimate Edition, but the collar on the suit's gonna be white instead of red like they came out with. Well, initially the suit was blue, but anyway, that was botched by Mattel. Anyway, and Iron Sheik from the Battle Royal, gimmick Battle Royal. So, hey, as long as they make Iron Sheik super fat, because he was super fat in that match, I'm fine with that. Hey, I'm fine with that, period. It might be good. Hopefully we find out when the next Monday Night War set's hitting Walmart, because the next set's going to have Hogan, Headbangers, and that. So, I really want the Hogan. I also want the big gold. I wonder if it's going to be the all gold version, because since they've made the big gold, they've made the all gold version. Like the all gold version came with the Big Papa Pump Ultimate I got, which, by the way, I forgot I picked the wrong Goldberg Friday in the frickin' wrestling figure show. And then you got the frickin' version that's they got the silver background on it and all that. But so if Hogan comes with the all gold, big gold, might keep the belt. If it's just another silver backing one, I'll probably, put it in the belt thing and sell it for Trigen Toys. So, I don't know. We'll see. But if it is all gold, I'm keeping it. Because, I guess having the frickin' silver backing one and having the all gold one would be good. Too bad they don't make the red strap version. I don't think they will. Yeah, they're not going to make a red strap version of Big Gold. Unless they do something like that with a Ric Flair figure. If they ever get Flair's rights back. But I doubt that. Flair's done too much stupid stuff. And WWE, I don't know. I don't know if they would forgive him. But I don't know. What is the WrestleMania 42 exclusive going to be at the WrestleMania Superstore? I don't know. I think it might be Hulk Hogan with the WrestleMania 9. Maybe an updated body mold. Maybe the retooled Winged Eagle belt. And, you know, we need more of the Winged Eagle belt retooled. Just like I said last year when we got the big gold, finally, the WCW version. I'm like, we got to get more of these this year. Let's get more of the freaking really tooled Winged Eagle belts this year. Because you know what? I love the freaking ones. I love them. I got one on my Yokozuna. My son's got the other one that came with the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Edition. So yeah, we got to get more of those. Yeah, man. More of the really tooled. Plus, you know, if you think about it, if it is Hogan, he was in his promo gear, so he'll be in promo gear. That was his WWF promo gear when he was doing the Hulkamania thing. It was also his promo gear in WCW too, I guess. But he didn't do it as much in WCW as he did WWF, so I don't know. So yeah, that'll kind of be a Hulk Hogan promo gear, and then you come with the newly tooled Winged Eagle belt. That's cool. But, you know, like I said, I don't think the retooled Big Eagle belts are going to be revealed until probably Comic-Con. Because, like, they waited till Comic-Con to reveal the newly tooled WCW titles. They waited till Comic-Con to reveal the newly tooled Winged Eagle belts. So, it'll probably Comic-Con. We see that. So, figures I would like to see, though, if it's true, and the next top picks wave is also going to have an 01 Rock, that'd be cool. Maybe he comes with an all gold version of the freaking big gold belt, the WCW version. So that'll be cool, but you know what? We'll have to wait and see. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's been announced these past few weeks. We'll find out if it's all true at, you know, WrestleMania either Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see what happens. We'll see. But you know. But I would like to see them re-release the Elite 16 Kevin Nash. Now, they kind of did in the Outsider 2-pack, and they're kind of doing it with that Bash at the Beach 3-pack. But I don't know. Now, you know, since they're coming out with that, now people's going to have to go find the freaking Bash at the Beach set, which is way expensive on the aftermarket. People that didn't get it before, now they're going to have to get it to have Luger, Sting, and Savage go against Hogan and Nash and Hall, even though it was Nash and Hall through most of the match because, you know, Hogan didn't show up till the end of the match. But, yeah, anyway. So, let's talk about AEW figures real fast, and then I got to end this because this video is already 50 minutes. It's almost as long as the live stream. Anyway. So, yeah. With AEW, apparently the rumors are that Jazzwares may not re-sign with them. So who's some people that might take them? I don't know. I've kind of said my piece about this for quite a while ever since they've announced that. Like, kind of announced it last year, but really didn't announce it. I don't know. I think Jazzware will re-sign them, but you know what? If not, you can still try with Toy Biz. We haven't heard anything since Toy Biz, since the word was they were supposed to return. I think last year they were supposed to be making a comeback, and we still ain't seen nothing from Toy Biz if they are coming back. People's been talking about McFarlane toys. People said maybe Jax will do it. I don't know, if Jax does it, hopefully they buy the freaking molds that Jazzwares had and use those instead of using what they used with the TNA figures. But, yeah, because they used the Deluxe Aggression style figures when they did TNA. If they're going to do that, just use the mold that Jazzware has. I'm pretty sure Jazzwares will let them have that mold, those molds. But, I don't know. I've heard people say Hasbro, and people's like, they discount that because, you know, but Hasbro ain't gonna do that. Why would they do that? The company's not big enough. Well, I don't know. Because, you know, if you think about it, it makes sense more now. Makes more sense than McFarlane. Makes more sense than freaking Ringside, any of that. But, what is a competitor to the biggest line that Hasbro has. Hasbro has the rights to Marvel Legend figures, right? Who's the biggest competitor to Marvel? DC. Mattel is getting the DC figures back next year. So that might piss Hasbro off and be like, alright, you know what? I say, yeah, if you're getting back in the superhero gig, guess what? We're getting in the wrestling gig. So fuck you motherfuckers. We're gonna sign the rights to make AEW figures. And we're gonna compete with y'all in the wrestling figure market too. So don't discount Hasbro just yet on not wanting to get AEW figures out. Or not wanting to do AEW figures. Because, you know, they're competitive with Mattel. Mattel just bought the biggest competitor to the biggest line they have, which is the DC figures. And, you know, Mattel has been kind of arrogant lately. So, I don't know. I would not count out Hasbro if Jazzwares does not re-sign a deal with AEW to continue making their figures. I would not be surprised to see Jazzwares or Hasbro do it. And Hasbro has the money to buy the molds to that Jazzwares has. So, you know what? Don't discount Hasbro yet. Because they just might be the ones that buy the rights if Jazzwares doesn't re-sign with AEW. So, yeah. So, don't discount them. They might just do it just to irritate Mattel. Like, oh, hey, you want to compete with us with superheroes? We'll compete with you with wrestlers. Because, let's not forget, AEW figures did not come out till after Mattel lost the rights to the Marvel figures, or to the DC figures, to McFarlane. But now, Hasbro is, you know, Mattel is now getting back the DC figures, so I would not be surprised if Hasbro, just to get under their skin, decides to come out with AEW figures if Jazzwares does not re-sign with them. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. If you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow my Facebook fan page, Mr. Hornby 3 Show. Follow me, follow my Facebook business page, Trigen Toys. Follow my Facebook fan page, Mr. Hornby 3 Show. And I will see you guys Wednesday when I review my Batman and Catwoman figure together. And then Friday, I'll either be reacting to the news from Mattel and WWE World, or I'll do a Batman game playthrough. I'll probably, you know, because there's going to be a lot of news, so I'll probably do the Mattel thing. But anyway, I'll do it. See you guys later, and I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Sure. Whoa, it didn't. Why is it not? Oh, whoa.